talk?
Ja.
The mission board's been pretty active as of late.
Vi eide Crimson Fleet i går.
I thank you.
What happens to the Crimson Fleet now?
Their remnants are still scattered across the galaxy, including Nevermora. And beyond the Crimson Fleet, piracy will always be an issue, so long as ships traverse unregulated space. In other words, it's not time to retire just yet. There is still plenty of work to do.
We're going to take any time to celebrate.
I will likely take a moment for myself and drink to those we lost in this fight. If not for them, well, we would not have made it this far. This is their victory as much as it is ours.
How's everything with the legacy?
Still on hold until we can get the politics sorted. Some of the officials at Mast have brought up concerns about returning the legacy to a collective we were just at war with. And to be fair, their point is not without merit. Should we go to war, funds from the legacy could lead directly to the death of our soldiers. There is also talk that the legacy could be a bargaining chip in any future peace talks, and simply handing it over could cost us leverage.
Såklart.
But regardless, two things will always be true. We will return the legacy to its rightful owners, and Mast will dictate the terms. As you were.
The commander seems happier. We have you to thank for that.
I have evidence.
Good. The more you find, the stronger our case.
Grab this from a gender-done executive office. Pretty damning stuff.
Benjamin Bayou, pride of the Free Star Collective. The authorities there have been trying to nail him for a long time.
Vänta, Benjamin Bayou.
Proof that he's been manipulating Generdyne from the shadows is pretty tasty stuff.
Jag hoppas det är hans storebroren.
The FC will pay dearly for this. Good job. Have any more?
This recording I pulled from the legacy should close the books on Jasper Cricks.
That's a hell of a story. Still can't believe Crix ended up being marooned on the legacy. All that wealth, and the only thing he could do was stare at it. Can you imagine? I almost feel bad for him. Must have driven the guy crazy. Anything else?
That's all. You really don't like talking about the past, do you?
You're not gonna let this go, are you? Why do you care so much about my past?
Hey, you're the one that implied you had something to tell me.
You're right, I did. I suppose I'm hesitating because I'm not sure you'll like what I have to say. Would it shock you to learn that I spent some time in prison?
Nope.
I suppose that makes me a hypocrite.
Quite the opposite. It explains a lot.
Oh, does it now? Was I giving off some kind of ex-con sort of vibe? Well, give me a chance to explain. I grew up in the Well in New Atlantis. Parents made barely enough money to keep the lights on in our apartment. After I dropped out of school, they begged for me to look for work. But I realized it was a lot easier to simply take whatever I wanted instead. The year after that, I'm a career criminal with UC security breathing down my neck, and my parents kicking me out of the house.
I'm waiting for the bad news.
Don't worry. You won't be waiting long. I was having the time of my life, earning way more than I needed to simply get by and loving every minute of it. Back then, if you would have told me one day I'd be wearing this uniform, I'd have said you were out of your mind.
And yet, look at you now.
Thanks. I'm quite proud of where I've ended up. Let's just say the years after my time in the Well were filled with highs and lows. Look, the point is that I felt you deserved to know a bit about my past. To know where my anger towards the fleet comes from.
Thanks for sharing this with me. Yeah, being a criminal in New Atlantis is a long way from running with the fleet.
Longer than you can possibly imagine. Well, I think you've had enough for now. You get the point. Let's get back to it before Keyboy writes us a citation for loitering.
What happens to the key now?
Mast will have the ultimate say, but we've petitioned to have it refurbished for SysDef use. But first, we'll need to perform an audit of the key's overall condition. Most of the repairs done to the station weren't exactly up to standard. If the site is deemed not up to code, we're better off destroying it. That would also have political value given the embarrassing history behind it. For now, we have a strike team dedicated to sweeping the area for explosives. Once they give the all clear, forensics will come in to gather evidence. After that's done, then we'll start the audit of the station's condition.
Jeg har lyst på den stasjonen. I can get assigned missions now?
That's right. Since you're no longer undercover, you now have full access to our mission boards, just like other special agents.
I actually prefer undercover work.
I'll have to take your word for it. I don't like keeping secrets myself, although I understand the necessity. To that end, if you're in need of anything ship-wise, talk to me, and I'll have our maintenance crew take a look. No more bartering for
Det kanskje greit å reparere skipet,
full
faktisk.
access to the best the UC has to offer.
Help me with my
It'll be
ship.
my pleasure. What can I do for you? I'll get a team to fix
Reparere.
it up immediately.
Og så
Your
se om
ship
de
is
har noe.
basically a second home.
Upgrade. Jeg har sikkert det beste jeg kan ha.
I would have loved to see the look on
You have
those
anything
pirates'
to report?
faces when they found
luck.
out you were working.
Ferdig her, da. Bare lyst til å se på mission boardet deres. Se om det er noe interessant å gjøre for dem. Han her ville prate også.
I'd appreciate your advice.
Nei.
After our last talk, I was really worried what you'd say, but I always feel better. Thank you. Cora's grandpa, good old Jacob, well, he just will not stop pestering me to see Cora, and that's complicated.
Det er ikke sant, han snakker om faren sin hele tiden. Cora's got a lot of people that care for her.
I mean, can you blame them? She's something else. But things with my dad, my early years, they weren't good. My mother died when I was 7. Some people have such strong memories from their early life. Me, I mean, I remember her. I have some pictures. I remember the feelings, but just a few clear memories.
What happened to her?
She banged up her knee real good in an accident. So she went in for knee replacement. Supposed to be routine, but that damn anesthesiologist dropped the ball. And one day mom's fine, and the next, doctors take her away.
I'm sorry to hear about your mom.
Oh, it's all right. It's ancient history. So, Jacob raised me on his own, and shit, maybe I don't give him enough credit. I mean, I know how tough it is, but he was strict, hard. Dad was a longtime civil servant, a big man in government, and he had a future all laid out for me. Man, could he get his hooks into you. He was scary good at that.
Let me guess, the future wasn't for you.
You know me too well, but I tried. I felt the weight of legacy. I wanted to do him proud. He said I had to learn the business, run some freight, see how credits flow, speak the language. Meanwhile, he's working some angle for a government job for me after. That sounded even more miserable than what I was doing.
He should have asked you what you wanted.
I know, right? Even after I was with the Rangers, Dad was just always needling, angling for me to join the government. But by then I knew myself more, and I could stand up to him. And Lillian, well, she helped. If I let Jacob into Cora's life, he'll dream up some big future for her, and tie her into knots like he did with me. A man could teach a master class in manipulation.
Should be up to Cora, otherwise you're making your choices for her.
Yeah, but she's only 12 and... Well, I see what you did there. If I just flat out say no, I'm a hypocrite, right? I guess I got more to think about.
Yeah. Mission boardet må jo være her et eller annet sted. Sikkert bare drit uansett.
I would have loved to see the look on those pirates' faces when they found out you were working for us.
Huh? Crew uniform. Ok. Jeg ble helt ferdig med denne questlinen da. Jeg må... de der to operativene på den... ved den AI-en, Juno, jo fortsatt på skipet mitt.
This was a victory for the entire settled system. You saved not only the lives on this ship, but countless others across the galaxy.
Yeah. Enough blabbering. Got things to do. Lurer på hvor mye mer det av sånne store questlines, ass. Håper det mye. De skal hjem til Wooly. Ja, neon, ja. Jeg må sikkert... Det er for at jeg må sikkert levere dem før jeg kan få noen ny del av det questet der jeg møter der, eller den AI-en igjen, Juno. Er jeg ferdig med det questet der, eller? Ja. Sixth Circle, hva er det for noe? UC? United Colonies. Så det er en av de questsa for de fortsatt. Ok.
Dust off complete. Aim point reached. Orbit.
Sol. Alltid velkommen å dra dit. Speak to the miners at the Sixth Circle på Mars. Har jeg vært her? Burde utforske mer av Mars. Welcome to Sidonia.
Deluxe condos aren't anything special, but...
Oh. Ja, det er på Mars, ja. Så klart. Da er det bare å fly i været, da. Six Circle, jeg husker ikke hva det er engang.
Crime's at an all-time low around Sidonia. Let's keep it.
Broken Spear's upstairs. Go drown yourself there. This bar's for Devil's vets and their kin.
Easy now, Wang. Hadrian Sanon sent me. I'm looking for a man named Walker.
Doc Walker? You're barking up the wrong...
Andy, you. Why don't you come here and tell me what some stray wants with Walker?
It's really... I feel like I'm up for a little adventure. Yep.
Not every day a stray topsider wanders into my bar claiming they know people. What do you want with Dr. Walker? What? Someone give him the keys to a battle cruiser? Look, you can make up whatever crazy story you want, but you should forget about Percival. Stop. Even if I did know where he was, I'm not telling some stray I don't know from a... Huh. Maybe there is something you can do. Percival's got this debt put on him by the Trade Authority. You make that go away, prove you're a friend of him and the rest of us devils, and... well, I'm always inclined to help a friend. Red Devils were the meanest Marine unit the UC Navy ever had. Couldn't get in if you hadn't done at least one stint as a Martian Dusty. Made us tough, reliable. It's why they chose us as the handlers for the UC Xeno weapons. No other unit could handle that pressure. Percival, though, he wasn't a grunt like all of us. Science officer. Made sure the monsters behaved themselves around the Devils. Didn't with everyone else, but it was those monsters that did us in. When the colony war ended and the armistice came down, everything associated with Xeno weapons got shelved, Red Devils included. Now they're just a memory. That's good to hear. Now, you want my opinion? The most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just saunter up to the authority and pay him direct, if you've got credits to throw away. Of course, rumor is the Trade Authority keeps all their records and collections files on a central server inside their storeroom. If someone was to break in there and adjust Percival's debt to something a little more reasonable, say a few hundred credits, I'd be happy to cover the costs.
I mean, clearly that's a crime. And doing it would just be terrible.
Now, what say you get out there and help Dr. Walker?
Hey, you, maybe a bounty hunter? Come here. Heard you talking with Lou, so you're going to help Dr. Walker? Oh, good, good. Percival's a good guy. Listen, I know how you can do it without having to resort to any... B&E. Aqueous hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just garbage, but Percival and I, we've been working on some projects in the deep mines. At least when he wasn't slaving away at his Trade Authority contract. But we stumbled on a way to make it useful and profitable. You give our research over to Octai at the Trade Authority, it should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's always looking for an angle. Yeah, it does. It would be. There's just one issue. We were never able to finish the research. Spacers moved in and ran us out. Started setting up shop.
Oh, so it's a tiny little favor. Just mind the mine full of armed rabble.
But if you can clear them out, I can walk you through how to finish the research. Then you can give it over to the Trade Authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again. Jobs come back, I become a modern-day folk hero. Then I don't have to sleep on an inflated spacesuit anymore. Great, great. So access to the deep mines can be found outside the city. It's not far. Shouldn't even need to hop back in your ship. We'd set up right near the main drill. Taking out the spacer leader should get the message across to the rest of them to buzz off. Once you've managed that, phone up here on the comms panel, and I can walk you through finishing the research.
Hører du meg nå, eller? Det er på grunn av Starfield, altså jeg vet ikke om det er game capture eller hva det er, men når lyden fucker seg i Starfield, så blinker mikken min nå, liksom.